CBS News has confirmed the FBI has gathered what it feels is sufficient evidence to charge President Biden's son, Hunter, with tax and gun-related crimes.
Sources familiar with the probe say investigators have sent their findings to the U.S. attorney in Delaware. The president's son acknowledged in 2020 that he was the subject of a federal investigation into his taxes. A spokesperson for the U.S. attorney's office has declined to comment. Let's bring in CBS News senior investigative correspondent Catherine Herridge. Catherine, this is quite a development. Tell us, what have you been able to confirm independently?
Well, Lana and Errol, based on information from multiple sources coming into us in the last couple of hours, we can report that from the FBI's point of view, they think there is sufficient evidence, as you mentioned, for tax and gun-related charges, and that this evidence is now before the U.S. attorney in Delaware for a final decision. What we can also report, based on our sources, is that this investigation has been going on for several years, even before Joe Biden became president. But it really accelerated earlier this year with sort of a drill down and focus on delinquent tax payments. And Hunter Biden was able to pay some of that back taxes with the help of a friend. The reason that's important is that in tax law, just because you pay back tax doesn't really get you off the hook, so to speak. It's almost seen as an admission that you failed to pay the taxes in the first place. What's
interesting is Scott Pelley on 60 Minutes just last month asked President Biden about issues with his son and if he thinks ongoing issues with his son will have any impact on his re-election chances. And President Biden answered that he loves his son, he fought an addiction problem, he overcame it, he wrote about it. There's nothing I've observed, says President Biden, that would affect the president or the United States relative to Hunter. And in fact, this investigation has gone on for years. Why then, Catherine, the sudden turn and this development?
I think in part because of this focus on the back tax issues or tax delinquency. That's, from a legal perspective, a very straightforward case. It's essentially a document or paper-driven case. We also understand the U.S. attorney in Delaware has been looking at issues related to FARA, which is the Foreign Agents Registration Act. It's sort of a lobbying act. And then also related to China. These are much more difficult or problematic as a prosecutor because you have to get into issues of proving intent in a certain situation. So I think that's one of the reasons we've seen this acceleration and a certain amount of frustration by the FBI that they feel that they've got sufficient evidence to bring charges. But of course, that's not their job. That decision rests with the U.S. attorney in Delaware.
Oh, that's an interesting point. We had also, to Errol's comment, we knew about the tax issue, we knew about foreign lobbying, but this is also gun-related charges. I'm wondering if you can tell us more both about the charges and what you've learned about the timing.
Well, I don't want to speculate for folks given the nature of the subject, but what I would say from our reporting is that the gun-related charge has to do with allegations that either misleading information was included in an application or a registration for that weapon and may in fact go to sort of the person who possesses it, their behaviors. I'll leave it at that, whether they may have any addiction-related problems. But it's an issue of being misrepresenting or lying on an application for a weapon or registration of a weapon, which, of course, is a very serious charge as well.
Yeah, and what about the timing for this case moving forward right now, Catherine?
Well, what I would say to folks at home is, of course, we're coming up against the midterm elections, but we've spoken to a number of former Justice Department officials who have said to us that when you think about this principle that they don't like to announce major cases before an election, it wouldn't apply here. It wouldn't apply with President Trump either, for that matter, because these people are not on the ballot in November. But if you do think back a couple of years ago, if my memory serves me correctly, it was after the presidential election that we did get confirmation from Justice Department officials that the president's son was under federal investigation for a number of potential crimes.
All of this very important to keep in mind. Catherine Herridge joining us from Washington with more on this significant development regarding the president's son. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.